welcome to Year 3-4 edition of Maths Teach Time. Today we're going to be looking at something called column addition. Now if you've done this at school, fantastic. I know I've just done it with my class and everyone's getting the hang of it, but a recap doesn't do any harm. And if you're new to this, great, this should be an excellent lesson for you to get your teeth stuck into. So first things first, what is column addition? Now if you're in Year 3, you might want to do this with a bit lower numbers. If you're in Year 4, you might want to challenge yourself. I'm going to go middle of the range, 3-digit numbers. So I'm going to start with the number 342. And then I need to pick another 3-digit number. So I'm going to choose 235. Now when I do column addition, I always write my numbers down the page like this. So my units are in one column, my tens are in the next, and my hundreds come last. Then what I need to do is add my addition symbol to the end, and then one line and another line underneath. So when you look at it, it looks like 342 add 235 equals. It's a really big way of writing your smaller, let's do the right number first, your smaller addition sign over here. So that's what it normally looks like, but we're going to turn it into column addition. So what you do for column addition is you add down the columns. So we're going to start with 2, add 5. So 2 add 5, if it helps, you can draw a number line for this one. So I'll have one from 0 to 10 to help me here. You might want to have this on standby in your house. Just make up your own little number line. And then that way, when you're doing maths at home, you don't get stuck. So I know I need to start on 2 here, so I'm going to put my pencil on 2. And I'm going to jump up 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that lands me on the number 7. Now I've got the number 4 to 3. Now let's make it a bit clearer. Let's try a green pen. So I start on the number 4. And I'm going to jump up 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And we're on the number 7 again. And then finally, 3 add 2. I'm going to go underneath this one. So I start on number 3 and I go 1, 2. And I land on the number 5. So that means that my answer is 577. You'll notice when I was doing that little demonstration, I didn't say 40 add 30. That's because when you just do a column addition, all you're doing is adding each number just as you see it. I can't see a 0 after my 4, and I can't see a 0 after my 3. I definitely can't see 2 extra zeros after my hundreds. That's because they're already in the column, they're already in the hundreds column, and they're already in the tens column. So I know that if I'd wrote that number separately, it would be 40. But because it's in this column, I can just say 4, because it will go down into the right slot when I write my answer. Let's have a go at another one. This one I want you to focus really carefully, because we're going to have a go at something called regrouping. So my first number, I'm going to have 358, and then I'm going to choose 223. Now I need to remember to do my add and my big equals at the bottom. So you notice I said something called regrouping. Some of you may know it as carrying on. So all it means is my first and my second number here, my units, I might do these to help you. So my 2 units, when I add them together, they're going to go over the number 10. So 8 add 3, so I go 8 here, 8, 9, 10, and one more means 11. Now I don't just then write 11 here, because when I do my tens column, it means it's going to go there And when I do my hundreds, it'll go over here and the number will be wrong. So instead of having the 1 here, I write it up the top. And I write my units 1 here. So it's 11, but I just carry over my 1. So when I do 5 add 2, I can do 5, 6, 7. So I know it's 7, but then I've got to add my extra 1. So 7 add 1 is 8. Okay? And then finally, I've got 3 add 2. So 3 add 2, we've already done that one earlier. We know it's 5. So that's carrying on. Sometimes you might have it in all of the columns. It just means when your number gets over, so bigger than the number 10, you have to carry your 1. If it's the number 20, if it's even higher than 10, then you just have to carry 2 over. You'll start to get that when you work with maybe 4-digit numbers. You might get it with your 3-digit numbers, but I'd be pretty impressed. Maybe you can send in some of your calculations later if you manage to work it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some 3-digit numbers, and I'd like you to have a go at home. So I'm going to give you the number 463 add 216. Or if you want a challenge, you could go for the number 743 add 227. Okay. You can do both if you want, you'll just have to pause it for a little bit longer. Up to you, off you go. Okay, so I'm going to go through this one first with you. So I'm going to draw my number line at the bottom here to help me. So I quite like doing the 5 and the 10 first. It always helps me know where to place the rest of my numbers. Otherwise they all end up squished at one end. There we go. So I've got my number line to 10. You can take it on longer if you want. If you're thinking you might be regrouping, you can go all the way up to 20. But I just quite like going up to 10. So 3 add 6. So I'm going to start with my number 3 and I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will get me to 9. 6 add 1. I don't even need my number line for this one. I know that 1 more than 6 is 7. Now 4 add 2, I'm going to go 1, 2 to get to 6. So the answer, 463 add 216 equals 679. Now if you had a go at the more challenging one, let's go through this one together as well. Now already, if you're good at your number bonds, you should know that 3 and 7 make 10. So I'm going to put a 0 in this one because it's the number 10. I don't have any units for this one. So the 0 here, and you should have remembered to carry your 1 up there. Now 4 add 2. We just did this a second ago. So we know that 4 add 2 is 6. But I need 1 more than 6. So 6 add 1, 7. Now finally, 7 add 2. So I'm going to start here on my 7 and I'm going to go 1, 2 to get to 9. So that means 743 add 227 equals 970. So now it's over to you. Get an adult to help you make up some 3-digit numbers, or if you've got a dice at home, check some of the board games for a dice. You can roll your dice 3 times to to come up with your first number. And then you can roll it again 3 times to come up with your second number. If you're really struggling with these numbers, if you think that 3 digits are just a bit too hard, don't worry, have a go at starting with just 2 digits for each number, and then work your way up to 3 digits. But remember, still write it out the same way. Always remember to use a number line to help you if you need it. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes on this, or if you're having fun, keep going by all means. But remember to take breaks and have fun.